welcome to the first ever live broadcast, Push Positive Live. I'm very excited to be able to offer this new thing to you guys, and we'll be here every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So while people are coming on in, I'm just going to be welcoming everybody. Push Positive Live. Let me explain to you where this concept came from. If you've seen the logo, it's a man or a woman pushing, it's a person pushing the word positive, because I want you to be able to, no matter where you are in your life, push yourself forward in a positive direction. And that has a lot of meaning for me in my life, and I think that it has a lot of meaning for a lot of you guys as well. So I wanted to make sure that I provide for you what you need. So this broadcast is going to be very fluid. We're going to see how it goes, and every week mend it and tweak it, and I really need your input so that your input really has an impact on what I can provide for you. I want to make sure I'm providing for you what you need. This is all for you. So if you have any struggles going on in your life, if you're going on through a life transition, or maybe you're feeling depressed or unhappy or overweight or overwhelmed, or just anything that's causing you some strain, maybe financial strain and emotional strain. It could be mental, physical, spiritual, whatever that is, you will be somewhere on a spectrum. You can be super, super depressed, or you could be super, super happy. But no matter where you are on that spectrum, you can always do better. You can be stronger every day. Every day is a brand new day to start over, fresh, clean slated. So if you were working out every day and the last 5 days you've been eating an entire pizza, well, guess what? Today's a new day. You don't have to eat an entire pizza today if you want to change that. So there are ways to move yourself forward and be stronger every single day. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of different things. Some days it won't be scripted. Some days it will be scripted, or I'll have not scripted, but like a topic that I choose to share with you guys. I really want your activity where you're commenting below and engaging with me, asking questions, and I'll answer them, or I'll ask you questions and you'll answer them. I want your input because this is for you. So, Push Positive, this is the live version of that. I have a new book coming out September 5th. I'm really excited about this book, and it's called Push Positive, and it talks about this. I'm excited because I'm a little bit vulnerable in the book. I share with you some things that have happened in my life, and I offer you a fresh perspective. I try and teach you how I live my life, and how I think and how I see the world and view the world, and I break it down for you, and it really gives you a new way of thinking, a mindset shift, if you will, and really shows you how you can maybe come at new experiences with open arms. So the way I think of it is that if you're closed off, you're closed-minded, or you're stuck in your ways, in your routine, in your way of thinking, in your way of operating in this world, and things aren't going well for you, then you need to make some sort of change. And it's really hard to break those habits. So if you're sitting there cross-legged, I can't even see if you see me, but if you're sitting there with your arms crossed like this, then when all these wonderful opportunities start to sprinkle down, they are landing on crossed, closed arms, or closed off. So they're bouncing off of you. They come falling down and they bounce off and they go hit someone else who gets that opportunity. But if you're open-minded and you think of new ideas and new experiences, and you're constantly trying to better yourself and try and come to this world from a new perspective with a mindset shift that moves more in a positive direction, that lays the groundwork, the foundation for you to have your arms open instead of closed off. So when the opportunities come and trickle down to you, you're able to grab them and catch them. Hey Don, thanks for being here today. So I wanted to explain to you the difference between being closed off in your body, in your mind, versus being open. When you open your arms and you open your mind, and all these experiences come to you, and you're then able to catch them. So your life moves in a more positive direction when you are able to think more positively. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about positive affirmations. And you might think, wow, that's a cliche topic for today. But being the very first broadcast for Push Positive, I think that's a really good foundation. It has a really good groundwork for where you want to go in your life when you want to move in a more positive direction. Positive affirmations basically are simply a statement that affirms something positive. So if you have negative self-talk, let's say you tell yourself, I'm way overweight, I'm unhealthy, or maybe you feel guilty, you don't feel like you're a good enough mom, I'm not doing well enough for my family, or I'm not a good spouse or partner, and these things are weighing heavily down on you, then you're stuck. You're stuck in negativity, in self-talk. Negative self-talk is your foundation. So everything that comes from that builds afterwards, comes from a negative perspective. But if you have a positive affirmation that you can then flip into your negative self-talk into a more positive self-talk, then everything that falls after that is going to be positive. So I'm going to end later on with a positive affirmation that I want to talk to you about. But before we do anything else, I want to first get us centered. I want you to be here in this video with me, and if you tune in later, that's okay. And I just want to center yourselves wherever you are. Maybe you're at your desk at work, put in your earbuds, give yourself just a few seconds to come into this area, this space, feel the wind that I feel blowing on me, and just become centered. So I'm going to do a few breathing exercises with you. And if this is something you've never done before, I encourage you to try it. And if it is something you've done before, I'd love to hear what you think about it. Even if it's your first time, I'd love to hear what you think about it. So stick with me, and I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to do this with you. Close your eyes, and I want you to sit up nice and tall. No matter where you are, if you're on the floor, you want to sit crisscross-legged. If you're in a chair, you can just sit up nice and tall. Really feel your tailbone as if it's very heavy, like there's a weight pulling you down into the ground. Feel that heaviness so that you're sitting really firm into the ground. And at the same time, I want you to imagine a string coming from the crown of your head that's pulling you up from the sky, lifting your spine, elongating your spine. So you're really pulling in both directions, sitting up nice and tall. Loosen your jaw, close your eyes, get your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe the shoulder blades hug in the back. And I want you to breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Do it with me. And then I want you to breathe out through your mouth, open your mouth as if you're fogging a mirror, so it makes a sound. I hope you can hear the sound. There is wind blowing around me. So let's try this again. Breathe in through your nose for 4. And out through your mouth. Do you hear it? All right. Keep doing this, 4 and 4, 4 in and 4 out. And now, while I explain this, keep breathing. This time, when we exhale, I want you to close your lips. So you're still going to have that opening in the back of the throat. You're still going to have that sound, but your lips are going to be closed. So it's like a Darth Vader breath. It's an audible breath. So just listen. It sounds like this. Hopefully you can hear that. Try it out, 4 in and 4 out. Breathing in deeply. And out. This is called an ujjayi breath, and basically what it is it's warming the air before it touches your lungs, so it can really go deeply in, where it goes where it flows. So if you're going to put your energy in to your breathing, you are then engaging your body and your mind, because you need to be thinking about the breathing. So you're inhaling, concentrating on it. If you want a more advanced level, you can hold for 4 at the top, and then you're exhaling. And this is how you're centering yourself. This is how people meditate. If you've never meditated before, this is a really good first stepping stone. So let's get centered. We'll do 3 ujjayi breaths, and then we'll go into our positive affirmation. So close your eyes, sit up nice and tall, elongate the spine. If you're outside, listen to the nature. If you're in your office, put your earbuds in, and let's breathe in together. We'll go in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 4. Here we go. Hold it, and exhale through the nose. Inhale, and exhale. Make sure you can hear the opening in your throat. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Good. We are so stressed in our daily lives that you can do that breathing exercise no matter where you are at any time of day to just calm yourself and relax. So let me know how you're feeling. Post below, comment below if you've ever tried that, or if that was the first time. How'd that make you feel? Did it relax you? What did that take, like 30 seconds? So if you're feeling really stressed out, maybe you're screaming at your kids, get this, we gotta get out of the door, we're late for school, blah, 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 and you're just going crazy. This would be a good time to go into your room, close the door, lock it, don't let anyone in, and say, I'm gonna take a second. Take 30 seconds, do your Ujjayi breath, come back out refreshed, and be able to approach the situation like an adult and be able to take control of the situation. Same at work. If something's happening and you're just high stress, even if you have boom, 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 meeting after meeting, I have that all the time. I schedule myself 10 minutes in between meetings, and I need to center myself and start fresh and new. So I encourage you to try that in your life and let me know how it's working for you. So for positive affirmations, I want to give you an example. Back to that example of either you're overweight or you're depressed, you're not happy, you're feeling guilty, or that you're not good enough. If you have this negative self-talk, this is like your negative affirmation. And so the rest of your life is continuing to fall on this foundation of negativity. And so things are gonna snowball out of control, and you're gonna lose control of what is really important to you. So when we start from a positive groundwork, we are laying the foundation to move in a positive direction, to make changes, to reach our goals, to better ourselves every single day through personal development. And other things we can do, like working out and just making sure that we are, number one, enjoying our lives as we are trying to get to these goals, the journey. We're enjoying the journey, and we're enjoying and celebrating our own personal successes. What a life would be if we were just sitting here the same stagnant, still us from 20 years ago. I am not the same person I was 20 years ago, and I'm sure neither are you. So those things happen by little changes and things we learn along the way and experiences. So we need to have a very positive groundwork. And one of the ways we do that is by saying positive affirmations to ourselves each day. Because when we say these positive affirmations, they become thoughts. And your thoughts become your feelings. And your feelings become the driving force towards your actions. So thoughts are really just possibilities. You know, every dream, every aspiration, every goal, everything that's ever interested you, those are thoughts before they're anything else. I want to go to art school. Well, if you go to art school, there was some point before attending art school that led you up to that point that was like a thought. Oh, I like art. Oh, I'm going to pursue art. So you want to make sure that your thoughts are positive, because your thoughts are what fuel your feelings, and you want to have positive feelings towards something, and those positive feelings are what fuel your actions. So you want to have positive actions, and then you will have positivity constantly coming back towards you. So if, let's say, you feel that you're just not good enough, you feel worthless for whatever reason, and you're having a really hard time accepting yourself exactly the way that you are. Well, a lot of people struggle with this, and it's sad because life is beautiful, life is wonderful. No matter what happens, there is always, always, always something to be grateful for. So let's say you're having trouble accepting yourself. What could you then say to flip that negative, I hate myself, I'm not good enough, I'm overweight, I'm not a good mom, I'm not a good spouse, I'm not a good friend, I don't make enough money. What could you say to flip that over? Well, to accept yourself exactly the way that you are, you could say, I accept myself deeply, freely, and completely. That's the affirmation that I encourage you to use, and you can post it below. I accept myself deeply, freely, and completely. Now, on this spectrum that we talked about a little bit earlier, if you feel that you are way more on the depressed side of the spectrum than on the super happy side of the spectrum, and that positive affirmation just seems like so far-fetched from you that you're like, there's no way, I don't believe that for a second, I'm not saying it, then you can do baby steps. You can do a tiny affirmation before you reach that big golden affirmation. So if you don't feel comfortable saying, I accept myself completely, freely, deeply, freely, and completely, then maybe you can say, I am finding it easier to love and accept myself. So you are actually acknowledging that you are taking baby steps forward. So you can say, I am finding it easier to love and accept myself. And when you say these things constantly throughout the day, or put it as the wallpaper on the back of your phone, or write it on your bathroom mirror, or put it in sticky notes all over your car when you're driving, where oh my gosh, I forgot the word, where you see how fast you're going, put a little sticky note there, wherever you can, on your computer, with these positive affirmations. That you could pick one that suits you better if you don't want these. The two that I said were, I accept myself deeply, freely, and completely, or I am finding it easier to love and accept myself. It's so windy here, guys. I hope you can hear me. So I want you to repeat these and put them in places that you can see them all the time, because then you are saying them and your words become your thoughts. And that makes it a possibility, because a thought is a possibility. So even if you don't accept yourself yet, just by saying it, it becomes a thought, which becomes a possibility. And saying it every day, all the time, all day long, and thinking it to yourself as your mantra, then your thought becomes your feeling, and you soon feel this way. Wow, I do accept myself freely, deeply, and completely. How did that happen? I missed that whole progression when it went from I don't love myself to now I really do accept myself. But it's because you've said it every day and all day long, and your thoughts have become your words, your feelings. And then your feelings become your actions, and everything afterwards will follow in place in a positive way. So I hope you enjoyed this first live broadcast. If you have comments or suggestions for future topics, I'd love to hear them. Again, this broadcast is for you guys. Push Positive is created to make sure that as a community, as a whole, we can support one another and move in a positive direction. There are too many negative things on my Facebook news feed, and everyone on my news feed seems to be a positive person, but there's just so much negativity that we are molested with images of negativity constantly, and those become our thoughts, and then our actions come from there, and we have hatred and war and bullying. And I just can't have that anymore. So this is my contribution to the community. And I really would appreciate if you would contribute and engage and share this with your friends and family, and let this be the start to something bigger and better for everyone. So if you're struggling on a personal level, or you're struggling in your community, or you're having issues with just the way things are going in the political issues or religious world, then this is a good place to tune in and talk about that. And we can comment below. You can feel free to comment, and I will talk to you, and everything will go back and forth. It'll be very low key, and hopefully we will all push positive. See you next time.